How'd you meet my Aunt Eleanor?
I was at Syracuse University. I had gone back to school after the war. And the Vinjueras, you know them?
Yes, I know them.
All right, Clara got married. And naturally, we were all invited to the wedding. And I spotted her on the dance floor, not realizing at the time that she had 6 brothers. They all looked like George Raft, and they all carried guns. And you didn't wink at any of the 5 sisters, you know. And but again, I'm smarter than everybody else.
Of course,
you know. So I asked my comadre Louise Vinjuera, who is that girl? She said, I don't know who she is, but she's dancing with Charlie Casaro's wife. Charlie Casaro was a paisan of ours, you know, and I knew Charlie and I knew Rosie, but I didn't know that they were sisters. So Louise says, well, you like what you're seeing? I said, yeah. She says, okay, let's dance. So we're dancing, and she maneuvers us to the part of the floor. When the music stopped, we stopped right next to them. So we get to talking, introduce each other. And Rosie says, oh, I know your family and all that kind of stuff, that her sister.
Mm-hmm. Her sister was married to Charlie Casaro?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the music starts up. So Louise grabs Rose and leaves me and Eleanor standing there. Well, let's dance. So I'm dancing with her. Now I'm trying to get her to go out with me after the wedding. Her brothers had killed her after they had killed me.
Yeah.
You know. And she tried to make it look, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do that. So I'm pissed off. Nobody turns me down, you know. So I get to our table and sits there. He says, what's the matter with you? I says, I wanted that girl to go out with us. You know, we had a party. And she won't go. He says, what's her name? I said, her name is Ferrante. He says, you dumb jackass. Don't you know you don't do things like that with families like that? He says, they're strict with their girls. You don't monkey around with them. He says, not unless you get permission. Mm-hmm. Well, we kind of clicked, you know. So I'd be writing to Louie and Louise, mm-hmm. and they would be getting in touch with her. So she started sneaking out with me. And I'll tell you, it must have been something for her, because she would sweat. Fear. Always looking out the back window to see if her brothers were following, and they were rough guys. They were rough guys. And we'd never see them. And still, her sister Rose started to work with us then, mm-hmm. you know, knowing my family and everything, everything turned out to be okay.
So how did you propose? I mean, how did you get permission? Because you must have at some point gotten permission.
Oh, well, I told my father about it.
Okay.
You know, and when I told him what her name was and what her father's name was, well, of course her father was dead, but they knew each other. And hey, my father was tickled pink to come, you know, for me to be interested in a girl that came from that family and that kind of a family, you know. So my father said, okay. He said, we'll see what we can do. So he goes to Charlie Casaro's father. His father was our emissary. He goes over to her family and explains everything. So now we're all going to meet. We meet at her house in the backyard. You'd think we were going to get into a fight. That we went to a boxing match.
Yeah.
Because out comes Mr. Casaro, and he proceeds to tell my side of the family what a great family Eleanor comes from. Mm-hmm. And then to tell Eleanor's family what a great family I came from. Now, I want to take a walk with her when everything is over. Walking down the street, I got half of the people in Little Italy following us. Like chaperones all over. Mm-hmm. So that didn't last long. He turned around and walked back. Well, after a while, then they started to get a little anxious. And I never actually asked her to marry me. It was done for us,
Yeah.
you know. And I had sworn that it was never going to happen that way. But for my father, I did it for him.
Yeah.
It's the way he wanted it, and everything turned out good. And then after a while, she would come out with her sister Marie, and my compadre Louis' brother Charlie would be there. So Louis, Louise, Eleanor, and me, and Charlie and Eleanor's sister would go out, you know. But we still had to sneak out, even though things were
On the up and up.
Yeah, we still had to sneak out, and everything turned out good. I made a lot of good decisions in my lifetime. This was the best one.